folks, and here we are. We're going to jump into it here. We're on some slides to talk about meditation. So this is all about your guide to meditation. When people say I do not have time to meditate, what they're really saying is I do not understand what stress is actually costing me. Just think about that. Your mindset moment. What we don't realize is that if we make conscious changes to our lifestyle, we unconsciously change our biology. That's from Dr. Chatterjee. This is very powerful. I mean, think about it. We're not thinking about it, but when we are consciously making little changes, maybe first we cut out any food that has more than 5 ingredients on the label, and then we go from there and we start to buy more organic. And as we do these different things, we're changing our biology at a molecular level, and we're doing it unconsciously. It's just happening in our bodies because we're eating healthy. Well, meditation has those same effects, and I'm really excited for this class. I'm really excited to teach people about meditation. It has been such a huge part of my life for the last 11 years. It is the one thing that no matter what, I do every single day. I don't care what's going on. I meditate every single day. Here's our course outline. We're going to review your action plan that you've been doing. If you've been with us for our other courses, going through either the gold or platinum, or if you're a diamond member, and we're going to talk about what is meditation really? What is it, and then how does it actually help you? And then we're going to talk to you about how to meditate. We're going to show you how to meditate. We're going to explain different techniques. This is not a one-size-fits-all thing. Some people like different. Some people might resonate with Zen. Some people might resonate more with mindfulness. Some people might resonate more with transcendental or yoga or walking meditation. Or you might do multiples. I do multiples. I do walking meditation. I do yoga. I do mindfulness, and I do transcendental. I do. Quite frankly, so mindfulness I do with my kids when I'm putting them to bed. Transcendental is what I do in the mornings and then the afternoons. And then when I'm walking, I do walking meditation on occasion. And I do go to yoga classes, not as much as I should. I need to go to more. And then we'll last talk about your action plans out of this class. Reviewing your current actions. Here's what you should already be doing, folks. You should have made a few friends at this point that lead healthy lifestyles, and you should be hanging out with them, talking to them, having conversations. You should be practicing traffic light eating on a regular basis, actually on every meal, everything you eat basis, identifying those things. And then you should have eliminated most of the toxic foods and toxins from your diet. You should continue moving. You should be writing your goals daily in the morning and reviewing them before bed. Hey, I got something to share on this. I just took a business trip to New York last week, and my wife went with me, and I got out of my normal routine. I still meditated every day, but my morning routine was broken up, and I realized for like 3 days I didn't write my goals, and I didn't review them at night. I was just out of my routine, and I lost focus. Like day 4, I was realized, wow, I lost focus. And it literally went from, I didn't write my goals on Tuesday because I had to catch an early flight. And then I didn't write them again until this morning. This is Sunday. And so it was several days. And as I'm writing my goals, I'm realizing, hey, I really lost focus. And we're not all perfect. And I'm telling you guys, you should be doing these things. And these are things that I practice in my regular life. But sometimes I mess up too. So don't beat yourself up if you forget to do something one day. Don't be like, oh my God, I'm such a horrible person because I didn't write my goals. Hey, you know what? I was like, wow, instead it had a profound effect on me because I realized, wow, how powerful writing my goals are and how it does help keep me on track. Measuring your health, you should be doing that on a regular basis. And then keeping health top of mind for your healthy mindset. Hopefully you've picked up a podcast or something that you like, maybe listen to some audiobooks. I recommend when you're in your car, listen to things that get that mindset going. And then maybe you've started to replace some of those Netflix series with some documentaries and maybe reading some books. But I understand you guys are going through this course right now, so even if you just maybe pick up one podcast or something while you're in your car or an audiobook, that would be very helpful to keeping that mindset going. All right, you should be shopping organic, cooking your own meals 80% of the time. You should be working to eliminate or reduce the stressors in your life. Continue practicing deep breathing. We're going to talk a lot about deep breathing in the meditation course, folks. So we're going to try to make you guys experts on deep breathing through meditation practice. If there's more than 5 ingredients on the label or if sugar is added, do not eat it. Get a minimum of 5 servings of vegetables every day and eat that rainbow. All right, what is meditation really? Well, we don't meditate to get good at meditation. That's not why we're meditating. All right, we meditate to get good at life. Meditation over time is like putting deposits in a bank account. You can make withdrawals later in life when you need it. Emily Fletcher, she's the founder of Ziva Meditation. So if we really think about that, folks, we're not meditating to meditate. That's not why we do it. We don't do it to say, hey, I meditated today. I'm better than you. I meditated today. That's not why we do it. We do it to get better at life, all right? To be calmer, to reduce our anxiety and our stress, to be more compassionate, to have more performance, for several reasons. To increase your sexual performance. Quite frankly, I notice a profound difference in this area when I'm stressed out versus when I'm not stressed out. So you're making these little deposits. Then when something comes up in your life, a very stressful moment happens, you're more prepared to deal with it. All right? All right, so definitions. There's a couple definitions I want to go over because I think these get confused quite a bit. And we want to talk a little bit about meditation and mindfulness. They are two separate things. Now, there is a form of meditation called mindfulness, and this is where they get a little bit confused. But mindfulness, as it relates to meditation, is being mindful when you're meditating. And we will talk about mindful meditation later. But meditation is not about becoming a different person. All right, the most common reason people think they are failing at meditation is because they think they need to be clear in their mind. This could not be farther from the truth. I meditate every morning for 20 minutes. My mind is clear approximately 0 minutes of that time. I'm going to tell you right now, I try. And it's not, I don't try to clear my mind. I try to focus on my mantra. Even focusing on my mantra, my thoughts go adrift all the time. And here's the thing that that you guys really need to understand, okay? It's all about training yourself in awareness and a healthy sense of perspective. You're not trying to turn off your thoughts or feelings. You're learning to observe them without judgment, all right? So your thoughts are going to come up. Your thoughts are going to go through your mind. Your job is to observe them without judgment. Now, depending on the type of meditation you're doing, that might be the whole point. Otherwise, it might be maybe you're doing a body scan, or you're doing a loving kindness meditation, and you're just losing focus, and it's okay. When you realize you're adrift, come back to wherever you're supposed to be. If it's your mantra, come back to your mantra. I meditate sometimes for my 20 minutes. The first 15 minutes, my mind's everywhere. I'll start off with my mantra. I start off in my head, my mantra's going. I don't mind sharing it, although everyone that does transcendental meditation will probably want to crucify me. But my mantra is Harum. And I just do that. I do Harum in my head between breaths. So I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, and I'm doing my mantra. I swear, it sometimes takes 1, 2, 3 of those, and my mind's off. I'm not on my mantra anymore. It's gone. And sometimes it can be 15 minutes. Sometimes it can be the full 20 minutes when my little buzzer dings an Insight Timer, which is the app I use, and we'll talk a little bit later about apps. But it's okay. It's all right. I'm still better in the day for it. My thoughts go through, and I try to be non-judgmental about them, right? Okay, yeah, that happened. Sometimes painful thoughts come up. It's okay. It's part of it. All right. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is the ability to be in the present moment. It is to be fully engaged in what you are doing at the specific time. Hey, has anyone out there ever met someone that was 100% present when they speak to you? I bet you felt amazing with that person. Like you were the only person in the world at the time. That person was being mindful. They were focused on you. Okay? I'll tell you right now, I used to really suck at this. I was all about hearing myself talk. All right? I'm still not great at it, but I'm getting better. And I'm working on getting better because I've been practicing mindfulness. This guy right here, my wife and I met Damon John, and I was so impressed when we met him at 10X GrowthCon this year that when we came up, he had a line of like 1,000 people, and we were probably at like number 800 coming to shake his hand and get a picture with him. He looked us both in the eye, asked us what our name is. It was funny because he introduced himself. Hey, I'm Damon John. How are you guys doing? You know, it was like, I mean, he literally, you know, he cracked a little joke, talked about how good looking I was because I had a bald head. You know, it was a little, hey, it's a great look on you, you know. And at the time, I was so focused on what was going on. I thought he was talking about I look good because my wife looks amazing. But then I realized later she's like, no, she was saying, you know, you guys got the same haircut. I'm like, oh, that was funny. But hey, you know, he was so attentive and he was mindful. He was in that moment. All right, so really where the majority of the physical and stress-relieving benefits come from meditation is in the increased oxygen and the relaxed state of mind. All right, our constant state of fight or flight makes us breathe more shallowly. All right, it causes us to not get oxygen to all of our important organs because who cares about having a heart attack in 10 years if you're being chased by a mountain lion? Okay, So what we need to do is we do care about having a heart attack in 10 years. That's going to worry us, but we need to get our breath to not be so shallow. So meditation helps all forms of meditation help with breath function. It opens up your lungs, it brings in more oxygen to your organs and your extremities. By meditating in the morning for 20 minutes each day, you can start to retrain yourself to breathe properly throughout the day. This is the case for me. I mean, I actually automatically sit down and just when I start to meditate, my breathing just slows down and I breathe more deeply. We are essentially resetting our nervous system when we meditate. We're stopping the releasing of cortisol and adrenaline. Meditation also increases serotonin levels, which is your happy hormone. All right, that's the end of chapter 1. We're going to have a brief quiz. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about deep breathing, and then we will jump into the next lesson. Hey, welcome back. I hope you guys all enjoyed learning what meditation is really all about. I'm going to take you through some deep breathing exercises now that should help you to kind of get the understanding of what we're going to do in meditation. That kind of breathing is at the core, but we want to get oxygen to things. So I want you to close your eyes for a minute. All right. And you're going to kind of let your breath out. Try to relax your shoulders a bit. Try to relax your neck. If you're standing, that's fine. If you're sitting, that's fine. If you want to lay down on your back, that's fine as well. Okay, you're going to take a breath in through your nose, nice and deep. Now, you don't want that breath to be up here in your lungs. You want it to be down in your belly, diaphragm breath. So you should be filling your belly. Your belly should be coming out as you breathe in. So try in again. A lot of us just breathe up here. Notice the difference, like I'm sucking in my gut. I'm breathing up here. That's not proper breath. I want to breathe into my belly. Let's do 2 more. Now, hopefully, after doing 5 or 6 breaths like that, you should feel your tension levels come down a little bit. It's really amazing how much effect that has. I mean, I just felt myself like, whoo, that was nice. I wanted to keep going, but for the sake of this class, we don't want to make it too long. I went ahead and stopped. But yeah, deep breathing is the core meditation. It's the core what you're going to learn about in as we go through this course. So practicing deep breathing is amazing. As you're listening to the course, practice deep breathing. Try to do it kind of in your mind. It starts to become subconscious after time. So you can even put your hand on your stomach. So you feel your stomach coming out. Okay? Remember, not chest breaths, breathing down here. Hey, we have some great stuff here for you in chapter 2 as you learn the benefits of meditation, how it benefits your body, gives you that super mind, that great well-being, and physically helps your body with illness as well as recovering from injury. How does meditation actually help me? Meditating is basically taking your right brain to the gym. It strengthens our creative muscles. Emily Fletcher, founder of Ziva Meditation. All right, there's several benefits of meditating. There's over 3,000 scientific studies that outline the benefits of meditation. So we're not going to go through all those. That would be crazy. But here's the common areas. It's going to give you a super mind. It's going to give you emotional well-being, and it's going to give you a healthier body. It's going to help with sleep, help reduce anxiety. It helps reduce anger and outbreaks. It helps improve sports performance. So it's great for kids and athletes that are trying to increase their sports performance. Improves kids' focus, grades, and behaviors. It also increases compassion and improves your mental focus. These are the big benefits, all right? Let's talk about super mind here, all right? So it's going to give you a better mind. You're going to have more clarity. It's going to increase. These are all things that have been found to be true in these 3,000 scientific studies, right? So this breaks these down quite a bit. Anyway, increases your mental strength. Meditation increases the ability to deal with stress. So not only does it help reduce stress, but after you've been meditating for a while, it increases your ability just to deal with stressful events as they come up. It gives you a tool. It increases your focus. It increases your memory retention and recall. It increases cognitive skills. It increases creative thinking. So if you're a creative type and you want to be more creative, meditation can be amazing for you. All right? You don't have to just be stressed out to meditate. You can meditate meditation is something I wish I had started doing when I was a young kid, because I would have never got to the point that I did in my life where I was having panic attacks. It gives you better decision making, better problem solving, better information processing. It makes your mind faster. It gives you an improved ability to ignore distractions. All right. I don't know. We've talked a little bit in the mindset course about putting things in buckets, and anything that doesn't serve you, don't do. Well, it gives you a better ability to ignore those distractions. All right. It also improves the management of ADHD. So if you have children that are struggling with things like ADHD, not only can the diet help, but meditating can help as well. Your emotional well-being. All right. So there's the mind, and then there's the emotional well-being. Now, when we talk about the mind, we're talking about cognitive function. We're talking about how fast your mind processes, how efficient you are, how your performance is. When we talk about emotional well-being, okay, we're not just talking about your brain. We're talking about your emotions, which is the link between your heart, your brain, your soul, all of that, right? Lessens worry and anxiety, all right? Lessens impulsivity. So if you're an impulse shopper, say, this can help you. Meditation can help you. All right. You can take some deep breaths when you're thinking you're going to buy something and say, okay, maybe I don't need that right now. By the way, if you are an impulse buyer, I've got a bit of an issue with this myself, or have had. And it becomes really easy with things like Amazon. What I do now is I put things in my shopping cart and I never buy them until I wait like at least 24 hours. And then 90% of the time I go back to my shopping cart and delete them and just never buy the stuff. So that's, with the exception of like groceries. Anyway, it gives you, it reduces stress, reduces loneliness, reduces depression, enhances self-esteem and self-acceptance. Through meditation, a lot of thoughts are going to come up, and it can help you to enhance your self-esteem and self-acceptance. It'll increase your optimism, increases your relaxation. You'll be more relaxed. I can honestly tell you, if I skip my meditation in the morning because I got like an early flight and then I wait till I get on the plane to do it, I feel more anxious in that couple hours than I am any other morning. Okay? I just feel it. And then throughout the day, if I feel like, hey, I'm getting a little bit of anxiety over some stuff, I'll take a time out and I'll go meditate. It increases my mental clarity and everything. So taking that 15, 20-minute break to meditate can save me hours during the day and just doing things smarter and faster. It helps increase your awareness, helps prevent emotional eating. So if you're an emotional eater, mindful eating is amazing, by the way, and something that we're going to do just a brief little bit on after this chapter. We're going to do a little mindful eating, so that'll be amazing for everyone. Helps prevent addictive behaviors, increases positive social connections, improves mood, improves emotional intelligence. Hey guys, better sex and better orgasms. All right. By meditating, you can have better sex and better orgasms. Now, if that's not a reason to do it, I haven't found a better one. All right, healthy body. So we've talked about your mind. We've talked about your emotional state. Now let's talk about your body. How can it help with your body, right? Meditation helps improve your immune system. This is scientific, guys. There's scientific studies proving this. All right. It improves your energy levels. Not only does it improve your immune system, but it can help you heal faster. Say you've had surgery or something, it'll help you heal faster. I've had to have a few surgeries through my through the last 15 years or so, between my heart ablations. Even something as simple as getting snipped. Right. I meditated more. And I felt like it really helped me heal faster. And there's scientific proof that it does. Helps improve your heart rate, helps improve your breathing, reduces your blood pressure, increases longevity, reduces heart disease, reduces brain and memory disease. So things like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, those sorts of diseases, dementia, it helps reduce those. Reduces inflammation in your body. Now, why is this? We learned about this in the anxiety course. If you took my anxiety course, if you haven't, I recommend you take it. But inflammation grows in your body because of stress, because of the cortisol and the adrenaline that's released, right? So meditating helps reduce the things that cause the inflammation. Therefore, guess what, folks? Ding, ding, ding. It reduces inflammation. It reduces asthma. Reduces premenstrual symptoms, reduces menopausal symptoms, aids in the prevention of arthritis, aids in prevention of fibromyalgia. Guys, these are diseases of inflammation, right? Those two I just mentioned. Therefore, if we're reducing inflammation, guess what? Do you guys see a theme here? In most of my classes, I think maybe you're starting to see a theme that inflammation is the cause of most of our problems, right? What causes the inflammation is what we can fix. And again, here it is, healthy body, better sex and better orgasm. Hey, don't wait. Don't wait till stress overcomes you. Don't be like me and wait till you're having panic attacks. All right? This is my buddy Steve and I on the right. We're at the top of Mammoth Mountain. And this was like maybe 5-6 years ago. But I gave up one of the things I loved most in my life because I had gotten fat, sick, and nearly dead, right? I was stressed out. I was panicked. Like I couldn't physically, I could barely walk to the top of the stairs without losing my breath. How was I going to go to 12,000 or 11,000 feet and snowboard down a mountain, which was one of the things I used to love to do, and I love to do again now. Don't wait till you're to that point. Don't wait till you're having panic attacks. You're afraid to go out. You're afraid to strap on a snowboard or skis or do whatever it is you've loved to do when you were younger. All right. I'm 45 years old. I'm still doing this stuff now. 40's the new 20. 50's the new 30. All right. For some of us, and it can be for everyone if you just lead a healthy lifestyle. Meditate now. Even if you think you're mentally healthy, meditate now. Think about the energy and the mental clarity you are leaving on the table. All right, say you are highly successful today and you're not meditating. All right, most highly successful people have a meditation practice. Most CEOs have a meditation practice. All right. There's a reason why it's so important. There's a reason why these people are doing this. All right. It gives them more energy, more mental clarity. It helps them not to leave things on the table. All right. Just like bad food choices, stress is cumulative. It will catch up with you someday if you do nothing to prevent it. It helps to increase athletic performance, and it'll help better your love life. That's the end of chapter 2. Hey, we're going to do a little exercise now on eating mindfully that I hope you guys enjoy. Go ahead and take the quiz first, and then follow into the next chapter, and we're going to talk a little bit about mindful eating, and then we will talk about different ways to meditate. The next chapter is going to be a pretty long one, though. Thanks, folks. Hey there, everyone. Standing in front of my beautiful rosemary bush here in my garden. Hey, we are going to do some mindful eating. So we just wrapped up chapter 2. Going to be heading into chapter 3 here, so hopefully you got some really good nuggets out of that. But now we're going to talk about mindful eating. So what I have here is I have some blueberries, some a strawberry, and some almonds. So we're going to start off with a blueberry. And what I want you to do is I want you to be very mindful about this blueberry. All right, I want you to look at it. Recognize how soft it is. Recognize its texture. Smell it. Does it have a scent? Not really, but I want you to think about it. Now, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to slowly put it in your mouth. Roll it around in your mouth. Before you bite into it, then slowly bite. Feel as the blueberry juices ooze in your mouth. Move the juices around your mouth. Feel them on different parts of your taste buds. Recognize as you swallow. That was a blueberry. All right, we're going to do an almond next. So take a look at the almond. Recognize how hard it is. Recognize, looking at it, how it's got wrinkles on it. As we smell it, see if it has a scent. Put it on our tongue. Slowly bite in. And chew slowly as we move the parts of the almond around our mouth to taste them on different parts of our taste buds. Slowly, mindfully eat. So there's a lot of benefits to mindful eating. One of them is it helps you slow down, and you're actually meditating while you're eating, which is awesome, right? Another one is that you eat slower. It gives your brain more time to react, to know how full you are. It can take 20 minutes or so for your brain to know that you're full. So by doing this, you're slowly putting food in your body, and you'll feel full sooner, so you don't overeat. Now, taking a look at the strawberry, the important thing to understand with the strawberry is think about how this strawberry was grown. Now, this is an organic strawberry. Think that somebody had to plant these strawberries. Someone had to pick these strawberries. Every strawberry has to be picked by hand. So somebody had to picked it by hand because it's so delicate. You can bring it up, same process. It's a little bigger item though, so we're gonna bite into it. Just realize the flavor. Not in a hurry. Just moving it around our mouths. As you mindfully eat, understand that you're tasting it everywhere, and you'll notice that you really taste the food. Okay, you should really taste the food. So hopefully you guys went through that exercise with us. You can grab whatever you want, but go through that exercise. Grab some, if it's time to eat or whatever. Try this at dinner. Try this at lunch. Sometime when you have time, give it a try. Even for a snack. Snacks are the best way to do it, I find. Sometimes, I feel like I don't have time to mindfully eat fully for a meal, but for a snack, I always have time, because usually my snacks are not, sometimes I'm hungry, right? I'll have snacks because I'm hungry, But a lot of times snacks are just because you have mouth hunger, right? And there's different types of hunger. There's mouth hunger, there's brain hunger, there's actual stomach hunger. So recognizing what kind of hunger you have is very important. So if I have mouth hunger, mindful eating is amazing. If I have brain hunger, mindful eating is amazing. Okay? Stomach hunger, might be, it still helps a ton, so you don't feel full so fast. But anyway, that is mindful eating. Hopefully you guys all got something out of that, and I hope you guys enjoy it and try to eat mindfully going forward. Okay, now that we've talked about the benefits of meditation, what meditation is, we've talked about mindful eating. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed that mindful eating exercise. That was really an eye-opener, awakener for me. It's interesting. My wife always eats really, really slow. I mean, really, really slow. Sometimes to the point where you're just like, can we get out of here? But I've learned a lot from her, and she's made me sit down and eat slower, because what's the point of like eating super fast? I have to sit and wait for her to finish. But it's helped me to eat more mindfully as well, even though I'd learned how to eat mindfully before. Anyway, so how do you meditate? Meditation gives you rest that is the equivalent of 5 times that of the same amount of time sleeping. So think about that. If I'm really, really just tired, like I'm crushing through my day, and I just hit like a plateau. Maybe I, because I do travel a lot, maybe I got some jet lag, and maybe I didn't get as much sleep as I should have last night. I'll just take 20 minutes and meditate. I mean, I could lay down and take an hour, 2-hour nap, which I probably don't have the time for. I could take 20 minutes to meditate, and that gives me the energy to get through the rest of my day, because 20 minutes of meditation is like an hour of sleep. All right. So the most popular types of meditation, you got Zen, mindfulness, which some people consider loving kindness and body scan meditations separate types. I consider them types of mindfulness meditation. This is kind of the way I was taught when I did that MBSR class that I told you guys about. So for me, they're kind of one and the same. You can do mindfulness meditation without doing loving kindness or body scan techniques, but loving kindness and body scan technique, in my opinion, are mindfulness-based meditations. Transcendental meditation. And then we also have Ziva, which we're going to talk very briefly about. I don't have any experience with Ziva. I really don't have much experience with Zen, except for, mindfulness and transcendental. And some of these are all kind of based on Zen type meditation. Yoga, there's several types of meditation. I do yoga. I will explain the ones that I do as we go through. Walking meditation, and then deep breathing, also known as resonance breathing. You actually end up doing this in pretty much all forms of meditation. And after a bit of a time meditating, you'll actually automatically start to do it when you sit down in your meditation practice. Like I don't even really think about my breath anymore when I meditate. I just when I sit down, it's like, I just automatically start deep breathing. And then I focus on that mantra as my breath's coming in and out. All right, Zen meditation. As to the mind aspect, so Zen meditation is practiced in a couple different ways. Its origin means seated Zen or seated meditation in Japanese. It's rooted in Chinese Zen Buddhism. It focuses on breathing, right? And so focusing all your attention on the movement of the breath going in and out through the nose. This may be aided by counting the breath in your mind. Each time you inhale, you count one number starting with 10 and then move backward to 9, 8, 7, etc. When you arrive at 1, you resume from 10 again. If you get distracted and lose your count, gently bring your attention back to 10 and resume from there. Hey, folks. So when you heard about mindfulness meditation, this is also technique in mindfulness meditation, all right? So Zen meditation, as I said, is kind of the basis for a lot of meditations. Just sitting in this form, the practitioner does not use any specific object of meditation. Rather, practitioners remain as much as possible in the present moment. Again, mindfulness meditation, we try to stay in the present moment, aware of and observing what passes through their minds and around them without dwelling on anything in particular. It's a type of effortless presence meditation. Is Zen for you? Okay, so first of all, let's talk a little bit how to do it. So you're gonna sit on the floor, on a mat or on a cushion with your legs cross-legged, okay? Traditionally, you do this in lotus or half lotus pose, like the gentleman sitting in the picture here, this monk. You can do it on this is not necessary though. You can do it sitting cross-legged on a bolster or even upright in a chair. So you're sitting up straight in a chair. If you have your hands pointed down, you're giving to your energy. If you have your hands pointed up, you're requesting energy. Just a little like switch on and off. And I generally meditate now with my hands down, like I'm giving energy to people. And when I'm really in need, I'll meditate with my hands up. So it's just kind of a little mind switch thing. And you can do that in all forms of meditation. So is it for you? Zen meditation is a very sobering meditation style, and you can easily find a lot of strong communities practicing it, as well as plenty of information on the internet. There is a lot of emphasis in keeping the right posture as an aid of concentration. It is usually practiced in Zen Buddhist centers with strong community support. In many of them, you will find it coupled with other elements of Buddhist practice, prostrations, a bit of ritualism, chanting, and group readings of the Buddha teaching. Some people will like this, others won't. It's not really for me, guys. I'll tell you that much. I'm not, that's why I resonate more with mindfulness and transcendental as we get into those. Personally, I practice mindful meditation and transcendental. I've never really practiced Zen at the raw form of it, but I'm not doing it as much for the religious factor of it as I do it for more the spiritualism of it. So anyway. And then next form here is mindfulness, which you've heard me talk quite a bit about. The origin is adapted from Zen Buddhism. Mindfulness of breath. The main influencer in the West is Jon Kabat-Zinn, which in his MBSR programs, which if you guys remember Full Catastrophe Living, if you if you listen to the anxiety course that we have in our programs, we mention him as well there, and we will have a link to his book in our resources section at the end of this class. So mindfulness meditation is the practice of intentionally focusing on the present moment, accepting and non-judgmentally paying attention to the sensations, thoughts, and emotions that arise. All right? So it's all about intentionally focusing on the present moment. For formal practice, usually sit on a cushion on the floor on a chair, straight or unsupported back. But you can also do it just laying down on your back with your legs propped up. When I'm really tired, I'll do it this way. I meditate with my kids this way in bed as well. Pay close attention to the movement of your breath. When you breathe in, be aware that you are breathing in and how it feels. When you breathe out, be aware you are breathing out. Do this for a length of your meditation practice, constantly redirecting the attention to the breath. Or you can move on to pay attention to sensations, thoughts, feelings that arise. The effort is to not intentionally add anything to your present moment experience, but to be aware of what is going on. So you can add thoughts. That's fine. You can add things. You can do guided meditations that focus on your body scan and things like that. And you can. The idea is to not lose yourself in things that arise and just observe them and be non-judgmental as thoughts come through your mind. Your mind will get distracted. It'll go with sound, sensations, and thoughts. Whenever this happens, gently recognize that you have been distracted and bring the attention back to breathing or to the objective noticing of that thought or sensation. So maybe it was you heard a car honk and you're thinking like, oh, I got to get going soon. Bring your thought when you're thinking about all the things you got to do. Bring your thought back to, oh, why did that car honking? Okay, the car honking got me to think about these other things. All right, the car honking, and then you can move back into what you were trying to focus on before. Once you're done, appreciate how different the body and mind feel. There's also the practice of mindfulness during our daily activities while eating, like we did the mindful eating, right? While walking and talking for your daily life meditation. The practice is to pay attention to what it is going on in the present moment, to be aware of what is happening and not living in automatic mode. If you are speaking, that means paying attention to the words you speak, how you speak them, and to listen with presence and attention. If you are walking, that means being more aware of your body movements, your feet touching the ground, the sounds you are hearing, etc. Your effort in seated practice supports your daily life practice and vice versa. They are both equally important. So now that we've talked about mindfulness meditation, let's talk about what I consider a variety of that, and that's loving kindness, right? So loving kindness meditation is really all about being compassionate in your meditation. It is contemporary scientific field that demonstrate the efficiency of metta and related meditative practices. Demonstrated benefits include boosting one's ability to empathize with others, development of positive emotions through compassion, including a more loving attitude towards oneself, increased self-acceptance, greater feeling of competence about one's life, and increased feeling of purpose in life. How you do this? So you can either sit down, you can lay down, you close your eyes. In your mind, you want to generate a feeling of kindness and benevolence. You can start by developing loving kindness towards yourself, then progressively towards others and all beings. Usually the progression that's advised is you focus on yourself in loving kindness, then a good friend, then a neutral person, a difficult person, all four of the above equally, and then gradually the entire universe. Now, there are several loving kindness meditations in the apps that I will recommend later. You can try them out. I like really doing loving kindness meditations with my kids. I feel like it really helps with compassion and things like that. Is it for you? For the general public, this is perhaps the most advisable way to get started with meditation. All right, so I think, as you're starting, loving kindness is a great way to start because it really focuses on the love you have for yourself and other people and really helps open up your mind, right? This is the type of meditation that is most taught at schools and in hospitals. And the mindfulness movement that's practiced nowadays in society at large, which is an adaptation of Buddhism meditation, benefits you both physically and mentally in your general well-being. For most people, mindfulness meditation may be the only type of meditation they will likely, especially if their focus is only on physical and mental benefits of meditation, as it is usually taught disassociated from several of the Eastern concepts and philosophies that traditionally accompany the practice. And for that, it is great. It will bring many good things to your life. If your focus is on deeper transformation, spiritual development, however, there are other meditation types that may interest you. All right, transcendental meditation. All right, the origin is from mantra. It's a mantra type meditation introduced by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi in 1955 in India and the West. Maharishi achieved fame as the guru of the Beatles, Beach Boys, and other celebrities. Jerry Seinfeld practices transcendental meditation, and a few other people I've seen on TV as far as current people. You have a mantra, and you focus on that mantra as you're meditating. All right, transcendental meditation is a specific form of mantra meditation introduced by Maharishi. In the late 60s and early 70s, he did achieve this fame, and it spread like a wildfire, right? It is a widely practiced form of meditation with over 5 million practitioners worldwide, and there is a lot of scientific research, many sponsored by the organization, demonstrating the benefits of the practice. So there's a transcendental meditation organization that kind of owns this practice. You have to pay like $960 to learn it. I've paid the $960 to learn it. It does give you lifetime access to their facilities and everything else. So there are over 600 scientific papers that have been most of them peer-reviewed, that I used when I put together the benefits of meditation section that we talked about earlier. However, there are also some critics of Maharishi and his organization, and some accusations of cultish behavior and doubtful research practices. So I do want to just throw that out there. But however, so for me, transcendental meditation was something that I started doing. I was actually dating someone that was doing it, and it interested me. So I went to one of their little seminars, and I was like, wow, you want me to pay $960 to learn to meditate? I already spent $500 to learn how to do essentially mindfulness meditation and learn about stress. what is this going to do for me? And they explained how you get into this transcendental state. All right. So this transcendental state is kind of this feeling of almost feeling like your soul is floating. And I have reached it. I don't reach it very often. It takes a lot of focus on that mantra until you kind of just feel like all weight's kind of lifted from your shoulders. Your muscles are just relaxed and you feel in this transcendental state, right? It's something I've never experienced in mindful meditation. And it is a much deeper release of stress, for me at least, than what I've felt from anything doing mindfulness meditation. However, I'm not saying go out there and join for $960. Really, the technique's very simple. I'm not really allowed to. I think I'm actually signed like an NDA. I'm not allowed to like teach people how to do it, but I can tell you a few things about it. So what I can tell you about it, without you having to go and pay $960, is it's mantra based. All right. And TM involves the use of that mantra. It's practiced for 15 to 20 minutes twice a day while sitting with one's eyes closed. The mantra is not unique, and it is given to the practitioner based on his gender and age. They are also not meaningless sounds rather than tantric names of Hindu deities. This probably is irrelevant though for most people. All right. So there's an official TM website that you can check out if you just Google Transcendental Meditation. We'll link to it in our resources at the end of the course. All right, there's another similar technique called natural stress relief, which was created in 2003 by a former TM teacher and it's much cheaper to learn. It's like $47 to learn that practice instead of the $960, and has stripped out most of the mystical stuff that's in TM, such as the initiation that you go through to get your mantra and so on. Which, you know what, honestly, guys, I could have lived without it. Like, all right, give me my mantra. That's cool. That's what I'm going to say. I'm happy, So you can learn more about NSR in comparisons to TM. We'll give you guys a link to a site that compares the two. Is it for you? Personally, I don't really want to advise people to go spend a bunch of money on TM because it's very expensive, right? If you want to try something similar, look at the NSR first, look at these things, research it yourself. Honestly, you don't have to have a mystical mantra. You can sit and meditate and focus on a mantra. It can be whatever word you want it to be. Maybe your word, maybe you make up a word. Maybe it's like, maybe flowers make you feel good. Maybe it's success makes you feel good. You say success over and over again as you meditate, and you're breathing, and you're like, you breathe in, out, and as you're breathing out, you're saying your mantra. So for me, it's like, Harim, Harim, as I meditate. But I'm doing that in my head. I'm not saying it out loud. All right? That's how I do it, and that's how the practice is supposed to work. All right, Ziva meditation. So, folks, I'm going to give you an overview of what I know about this one. This is a hot new meditation that's out there. I've heard about it on a bunch of podcasts. I've never practiced it, but it might interest you, so I'm putting it here, and you guys can look into it on your own if you would like. So, again, it's a new technique. There's a lot of buzz. It takes a powerful trifecta of mindfulness, meditation, and manifestation, aka making your dreams your reality, that not only has the power to uplevel your health, sleep, and sex life, but help you kick ass at work and thrive at home. How do you do it? Well, you can check out their website. I'll put a link to that as well in the resources. The Ziva technique isn't an app. It doesn't require you to sit in lotus pose or burn incense. It is a trifecta of mental tools used by the world's top performers. Is it for you? I don't know. I like I said, I don't have experience with it. That's something for you to decide if you want to check it out. You can learn it online through their website, and then they have coaches and stuff that help you out with it. I personally am trying to teach you in this course some of the meditation techniques I use. We are at the end of this chapter. We're going to do some mindfulness meditation to get you going. We're going to take you through some apps that you can use, and we're going to give you the tools to get started meditating. So, moving meditation. So, yoga is moving meditation. You can also walk and do meditation. Yoga means union. Tradition. The yoga tradition goes back as far as 1700 BC. It has its highest goal of spiritual purification and self-knowledge. There are dozens, if not more, types of yoga, folks. There are so many. There's goat yoga now, for crying out loud. There's all kinds of types of yoga. Be careful if you're seeking yoga classes. All right. Some yoga classes are more like boot camp fitness classes. All right. You don't want to go to those types of yoga classes if you're just starting out, all right? And if you're in there for the spiritual part, if you're in there for the meditative part, you don't want to go to those ones, right? Even I like Bikram yoga, which is hot yoga, but I don't want to go there if it's like a boot camp. I want to go there if we're moving slowly, going through yoga poses. If we're just bouncing between poses, it doesn't give me what I'm there for, okay? So types of meditative styles that you can look at are Hatha, Kundalini, and Vinyasa. All right. So these are all three really good methods that you can look up and try to find those in your area if you want to go to classes. I'm not going to sit here and teach you guys how to do yoga. I am not a yoga instructor. All right. So I am not going to teach you guys how to do that. But we may have a yoga class in the future from a yoga instructor. But for now, I recommend finding a studio that teaches one of these methods. Now, walking meditation is very easy to do. It's really cool. So if you're not the type that can just sit for 20 minutes and you really have trouble doing that and you want to get up and move around, you can actually do some of your movement as well as your meditation together by focusing. Don't wear headphones. Don't do anything like that. Don't listen to anything. By focusing on your walk. Think about the way your feet are engaging. You're going to walk a little slower. You're going to move around a little slower, but you're going to feel your heel stepping into the ground, your toes stepping in the ground. If you have an opportunity, the weather's nice, do it in bare feet in grass. It's amazing. Just try to make sure that grass hasn't been sprayed with Roundup or anything. So peaceful walks at the park or in a garden. Like I said, you're focused on each step and the way your muscles engage and feel. So walking meditation can be very, very beneficial. I find it a very good way of kind of releasing things. And I try to do it almost every time I go out in my garden and do some work. As I'm walking the garden, I'm focusing on like looking at what's in the garden, but also on my step and just the beauty in the garden. So it doesn't have to be focusing on your actual feet. You can just be mindful in the moment and focus on what you're around you and your surroundings. Maybe it's some beautiful flowers. Maybe it's the birds chirping. Focus your mind on things that are there and be present in the moment is the idea of walking meditation. All right. Is there an app for that? Of course, there's tons of apps out there for meditation, folks. The one that I personally use is Insight Timer. So it's at the top of the list. Here's some screenshots from my own Insight Timer. You can see my notifications. I've meditated the last 160 days consecutively. There was a couple times I didn't use the timer. I didn't have my phone with me. So, I try to, but I do meditate every day. And then some of my friends so what's cool about this is you make friends. You can, there's this cool thing that you can thank others for meditating with you. So you also get this group energy feel. And there really is a group energy feel. There's a saying that if everybody in the world meditated at the same time, there would just be much more peace and much less war, right? If we all sat down and meditated for 20 minutes at the exact same time every day, we would all feel much more connected. I don't pay for the app. I've never put any money into this app. You can pay for stuff. There's certain guided meditations you can pay for. There are guided meditations. I just use it for the timer because I'm using it when I'm doing my mantra meditation, my transcendental meditation, which, by the way, you're not even supposed to use a timer for, but I do because otherwise I lose track of time and my 20-minute meditation would turn into 30-minute and I would miss my start at the gym on time and throw my whole day off. So there's also Calm. I've heard lots of good stuff about this one. And then the breathing app, which is if you want to just focus on like learning some deep breathing techniques, this one's great. You can download this one and it's free. And, say you've got 2 minutes and you just want to do some deep breathing, boom, turn it on. So some tools, right? I like using a bolster. You can also get a Zafu. That's a little like round thing. Little round pillow to sit up on and put. My muscles get a little tight, so it's hard for me just to sit on the floor. and sit in lotus pose. So I sit up on a bolster in lotus pose, and I actually go with my back supported, which is not always recommended, but I like to have my back supported. So I actually meditate in the mornings in my bed with my bolster up and then my back up against my backrest. So let's talk a little bit about my practice. So first, if we agree that stress makes you stupid, sick, and slow, and we agree that meditation relieves stress, then it stands to reason the less stress in your body and the more you meditate, the more you can perform at the top of your game. I'm going to repeat that. If we agree that stress makes you stupid, sick, and slow, and we agree that meditation relieves stress, then it stands to reason the less stress in your body and the more you are meditating, the more you can perform at the top of your game. This is why I meditate every day, folks. All right? Because stress does make you stupid, sick, and slow. It was making me stupid, sick, and slow. All right? Meditating makes me better, and every day I meditate, I get better. All right, so my practice. I meditate 20 minutes every single morning right after I get up, after I write my goals. I write my goals and then I meditate. Most of the time, my mind is thinking about what I need to do that day or what I did the day before. I just let it flow through, and when I realize I'm doing it, then I go back to my mantra. If I feel myself getting stressed out during the day, I try to bring myself back to the present moment during the day. All right, I breathe deeply and focus on the task in front of me. All right, I try to segment my day by my calendar as to not be thinking about everything on my to-do list. So I do this so that I'm not. This allows me to let go of the future. Right, it allows me to focus on the task at hand. Like right now, I'm recording this course. It's in my calendar for right now. I'm recording this course. I'm not thinking about what I have to do later. I'm starting to get a little hungry. I am starting to think about lunch. But other than that, I'm not thinking about what I have to do later. The busier I get, the more I need a second midday 20-minute meditation. And that might sound counterintuitive. Like, what do you mean? The busier you get, how are you meditating more the more busy you get? But here's the thing. The more I have to do, the more meditation's important, right? So taking that 20 minutes to meditate helps me to focus and get things done faster. 20 minutes of meditation can save me a couple hours in a day. So you get it back in multiples. I like to meditate at night with my kids for about 10 minutes. They've been resistant lately, but I need to make sure they get back to it. But I like to meditate for 10 minutes with them. At that point, we do mindfulness meditation, and we just do it kind of putting them to sleep. I'm not perfect at this. I've been doing it for 11 years. I never will be perfect at this. I have no intention to be perfect at meditation. Okay? That is not the objective. All right? At the end of the day, it is the people that say they do not need meditation or do not have time to meditate are the ones that need a meditation practice the most. Why do people fail at meditation? Well, I've told this to you guys several times. The only reason for failure is if you quit, number one. But let's talk about why people quit then. People quit because they say, I don't have enough time. It brings up painful memories. Hey, mindfulness meditation, loving kindness meditation, it can bring up painful memories. But these are things that need to be brought up. They need to be released to help you let go of some of your stress and anxiety. So think of them as that. Don't judge them. Let the painful memories come and go. There was something really interesting that Karen Suthers, the lady that I learned meditation from, mindfulness meditation from. I was in a meditation, guided meditation she was doing in a retreat that we had at the end of our MBSR program. This was just amazing. It was like 4 or 6 hours of complete silence, no one talking except for her, retreat where you just meditate the whole time. There's a little yoga involved. There's a little bit of walking meditation. There's a lot of meditation. There's mindful eating. It's just amazing. So if you are on the verge of stress, if you are at that having those panic attacks, I do recommend taking a further step of action and signing up for an MBSR course. Honestly, I spent $500. It was worth $50,000, what I got out of it. But back to my point. I'm laying there in the meditation, and she says, think of something in your life that was horrible that happened to you and be thankful for it. And I was like, when I first heard that, I was like, what? But what popped in my head was my diagnosis of atrial fibrillation. And I thought, wow, this is probably one of the most horrible things that happened in my life personally to me. At this point, I hadn't lost my mother and my father. And I thought, wow, yeah, I am thankful it happened to me. And it helped me go through this process in my mind that made me realize that everything that happens in our lives, there's a response to. And my response to atrial fibrillation was to get myself healthy. If atrial fibrillation hadn't happened to me at 34 and say it happened now at 45, it might have been a little harder for me to get going. I might have been a little more set in my ways. I might have been a little more resistant to change. But at the time, I'm laying there and I thought, okay, yeah, I'm glad. And I got over the victim mentality of why did this happen to me and realized that it happened to me for a good reason. Because not only did I take action and fix my own health, but I stopped the chain of obesity and poor health in my family. My kids aren't going to have these issues. Hopefully my grandkids won't have these issues and they'll teach them the same. I'm giving my children the gift of health. All right. You might feel physical pain when meditating. If you do, change positions, please. Okay. So if you're trying to sit in lotus pose and it's not comfortable, lay down, sit on a chair upright. All right. This is the biggest reason why people quit. All right. They feel like they're failing at it. It's just too hard. I can't clear my mind. Remember, folks, the objective is not to clear your mind. All right. Remember, it is not the objective to clear your mind. The objective is not meditation. All right. Also, you are not the feelings that you feel. The feeling is just running through you. So that's another thing. People will have these feelings during meditation and they'll feel like, oh man, these are horrible feelings. They're just feelings running through you. Observe them. Be non-judgmental. Try to bring yourself back to the present moment if you're doing a mindfulness meditation, or back to your breath if you're doing Zen, or back to your mantra if you're doing, transcendental or something like that. It does not matter if you enjoy the practice itself in the beginning. I want you to remember this. I really don't care if you like it. I don't care. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but keep doing it. Because the reason you're doing it is so that you can be more kind, more present, more compassionate. You can get better sleep, have better performance, have less stress in your life, and have better sex and the rest of your day in life. That's why you're doing it. Look, it's not comfortable if you've never been to the gym before, if you've never exercised before, if you've never hiked a mountain before. It's not comfortable to do it the first time. Get out of your comfort zone. Do things that are not comfortable. If meditation is not comfortable, that's fine. Okay? Keep doing it. Eventually, it will become a deep-rooted part of you. Don't confuse the vehicle with the destination. All right? The vehicle is meditation. The destination is peace, relaxation, a better you. When someone tells me they do not have enough time to make healthy, organic, home-cooked meals, meditate, or exercise, what they're really saying to me and to themselves is, I don't know what is actually important. And I have just become a victim of my time. Don't be a victim, folks. Don't be a victim of time. Don't have the excuse, I don't have time for this. Make time. Get up 20 minutes earlier. If all you have time is to do 20 minutes a day, get up 20 minutes. If you only have time to do 10 minutes a day, get up 10 minutes earlier and meditate. All right, taking action. I want you to start meditating. All right, we're going to do a guided meditation in just a few minutes. It's going to be about a 10-minute meditation. So after this course is over, you might want to get things set up. Honestly, all you need is a chair. All right, we're just going to do this in a chair. If you have a bolster or something, you can grab that. But we're just going to do this example in a chair. normally you're going to want to try for 20 minutes. If that doesn't work for you, start with 10 or even 5 minutes. Everything counts. If all you can do is 1 minute, do 1 minute today, do 2 minutes tomorrow, 3 minutes the next day. All right? Try different types of meditation. Find the one that's right for you. You can use those apps from the list. We will also link to them in our resources section. I recommend starting with mindfulness varieties, though. Schedule yourself at least 10 to 20 minutes midday for a second session. So these are things I want you to do. And then I want you to take 5 minutes to take an inventory of what stress is actually costing you. Think about relationships, your time, your anxiety levels, as well as the money it could be costing you. The average American spends $11,800 per year on things to reduce their stress: therapy, medication, sleep studies, and so on. All right? Think about what meditation can be doing for you. I want you to take that inventory. At this time, we are going to go ahead and end the class. This is the end of Chapter 3. And we're going to go into a 10-minute meditation to wrap things up. Hey there, folks. So this is sitting in a seated posture with a supported back. This is how I like to sit. This is how I meditate almost every morning. Only difference is I do it in my bed, so it's a little softer on my feet, and my ankles aren't like going into that hard surface. So if you're going to do this, I recommend putting a mat under you or something, or do it in your bed if you have a nice backrest like I do on my bed. You want your back to be fully supported. You want your kind of your buttocks all the way up against the wall so you're not sloping. If you notice you're sloping, it's fine to adjust, all right? If you start feeling pain in your lower back, adjust. All right, so this is my favorite meditation position. So, close your eyes. Hands up means you're bringing in energy. Hands down means you're giving energy to the world, all right? So that's sitting meditation in this. I'm going to show you now in the chair, and the chair is what we're going to actually use as we go through this 10-minute guided meditation. All right, we are ready to meditate, folks. We've got our chair. You want to sit kind of like I am in the chair. You want your feet down. You don't want to be up against the back. You want to have a good posture. If you have back problems, you absolutely need to, then you can sit all the way back, okay, and have a good posture. You don't want your head resting on anything. You want to maintain a really good posture. You don't want to be in a recliner or anything like that. Now, if you do have a lot of pain and back problems, you can do this laying down. Use a bolster, like I showed you earlier, or a pillow or something, and put it under your knees. Lay flat on your back. You can do that in bed or on the floor on a mat, okay? So this meditation is going to be about 10 minutes. We're going to go through a body scan meditation, which means we're going to be mindful as we move through our body of different parts of our body. All right, so we're going to start with a couple deep breaths, deep clearing breaths. So we're going to come in through our nose, out through our mouth as we breathe. Ready? Here we go. Okay, we're going to start on our left foot. Feel your left toes. Just sense them. Feel them there. Feel your left arch. Feel the ball of your left foot. Feel the heel, the ankle. Just be present that they're there. If there's any pain, discomfort, understand it. See that it's there. And leave it be. Moving into our left calf muscle. Is there tension in the left calf muscle? Just recognize it. No negative thoughts. Just recognize if there's tightness in the left calf muscle. The left shin. Feel the left shin. Feel the knee. Just feel that your knee's there. If there's pain or discomfort, just let it go. And just feel the presence of your left knee. Feel the big muscles in your left leg. Feel your quadricep. Feel your hamstring. If there's tension or tightness, that's okay. We're not here to judge our bodies, we're just here to feel them, feel the presence. Moving into the left hip joint. Feeling the left hip joint. Feeling your pelvis, your sacrum. Moving into the right hip joint. The right side may have different sensations than the left side. That's fine. Moving down the right leg into those large muscles in the upper leg. Feel the sensations in the right leg. Moving into the right knee. Sense the right knee, the way it feels. Feel your right calf muscle, your right shin. Take note if they feel different from the left side, but don't judge them, just note the difference. Feel your right ankle, your right heel, the arch of your foot, the ball of your foot, your toes. Okay, we're going to move back up the body into that sacrum, that lower back, where the lower back meets the tailbone. This could be an area of much discomfort, but we're not going to judge it. We're just going to feel it. How does it feel? How does it feel to just sense your sacrum? Feel your stomach. Take note if there's any indigestion or reflux or anything going in your stomach that's uncomfortable. Take note of those things, but don't judge yourself. Don't get upset with yourself because you had pizza or something to give yourself the acid reflux. Just let it go. Meditation is not a time for judgment. It's just a time for being. Be present in this moment, feeling your stomach right now. Feel your lower back. Feel the strength in your lower back. The strength in your lower back comes from the strength in your glutes. Feel how the glutes and the lower back are tied together. Feel it as you sit up straight. Feel the upper back. Feel your shoulder blades. How do your shoulder blades feel right now? Just make a note. Feel your chest. Feel your chest and down into your stomach as you breathe in and out with large diaphragm breaths. Feel your neck. Feel the Adam's apple in your neck. Feel the back of your neck. Feel the neck where it attaches to your head. Feel the strength in your neck. Feel your jaw, Is there tension in your jaw? If there's tension in your jaw, try to breathe through your jaw. Direct your breath through your jaw. Relax your jaw. Move into your sinuses. Take note of your sinuses. Moving into the back of your head. Try to breathe through any tension in the back of the head. Feel your temples, the top of your head. Is there any tension? Do you have tension in the temples and the front of your head where you typically have stress and tension headaches? Don't judge it. Just breathe through it and let it relax. Feel the top of your head. Feel the tension, the stress just releasing out of the top of your head. As we wrap up our body scan, go back to your breath. Feel the warm breath coming in through your lungs, out through your mouth. Feel that warm breath coming in through your nose, out through your mouth. Slowly start to open your eyes. Slowly just notice the light coming back in. Start to stretch your body. Reach down, maybe touch your toes, release any tension in your back. Come up. Thank you for joining me for this meditation. I hope you guys really got something out of that. Look at those apps. Those apps have a ton of resources. I am no good at guiding people in meditations. I do this, I listen to guided meditations. As a matter of fact, this is my first time ever doing an actual guided meditation, so hopefully it didn't show too much. But listen, I'm doing this for your benefit. I want you guys to understand how to meditate. There's really great resources out there for meditation. There's meetup groups, things like that. Join some meetup groups. Usually you go for free, but there's a small donation of like $10 or $15 to go to a 40-minute guided meditation. You can do this guided, you can find guided body scan meditations that are like 40 minutes long. I like to do body scan meditations. I usually only do them when I'm injured. If I have an injury, or maybe I just, when I went through some of my surgeries, I would do a lot of body scan meditations for like 40 minutes because I was already laid up in bed anyway. So if you're at a point where you have some injuries or things and you're laid up in bed, guided body scan meditations are amazing for helping you heal faster and bringing oxygen and things to those areas that need it the most. Thank you for joining us in this meditation. I really hope you get something out of this class. That's kind of it for this class though. So we're going to just wrap things up right now. We went through what meditation is. We went through all the benefits of meditation. There are so many benefits of meditation. You're here, so hopefully there aren't going to be any excuses in your own mind as to why you can't meditate. All right. Remember, if you got to get up earlier in the morning, get up earlier in the morning. Every 5 minutes of meditation is like 25 minutes of sleep. So if you're going to get up 20 minutes early, it's like you're getting an extra hour of sleep or an extra 40 minutes of sleep, however you want to do the math. But meditation is amazing. It has done wonders for my life. Okay, without meditation, I really don't know where I'd be right now. The panic attacks wouldn't have stopped. I would still be on medication for it. Meditation and yoga have grounded me They've brought me back. They've given me this understanding of what it means to live in the present moment. Mindfulness is a practice. Meditation is a practice. No one, even the Dalai Lama himself, is not perfect at meditation. Okay? It's a practice. Don't confuse the vehicle with the destination. The destination is calmness, peace, reduced stress, increased performance, more compassion, and just feeling like a better person every day. Thank you for taking this class. Go out there, take our survey. Let us know how we did. We look forward to the feedback either way. Take action though. Go through that action plan. Start to meditate today, and we look forward to joining you in our next class on your journey.